Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey divas! Can I call you diva? How are y'all doing? It's me, Zach, and I'm back again because Amberlynn posted what I assume is a Q&A video. Can you all fucking believe? I did see on Tuesday she had posted on her Instagram story, filming a Q&A for YouTube. Nothing is off limits. And that was on her Instagram stories. You could submit questions there for 24 hours. And I pretty much, when I saw it, I pretty much assumed that it meant that we were out of pre-recorded content, which is kind of interesting to me because for a while she was fully a week ahead, and then it just seems like she must have stopped filming altogether and just not worried about having pre-recorded content anymore. And we have seen her do this before. It's not unnormal. She usually goes for a really long time following an every other day schedule, and then eventually something comes up in her life. I think maybe like waves of mental health related issues comes up, and then she just like stops keeping up with the pre-recording and stuff like that. So I think we're out of pre-recorded content. So just as if this is, if you're new to Amberlynn Reed content, just know that we might be in a little bit of a content dry spell coming up. I could be wrong, but just know that it could be on its way. This could also signal things like her no longer doing semaglutide. She kind of already hinted at an exit strategy for that in her last video. Some folks asked me why I didn't do a memorial service, but it's mostly because I'm not convinced that was her officially saying that she's not doing semaglutide anymore, but I certainly think it's possible that she will be quitting it soon. It feels like she could be giving up on that relatively quickly. And of course, now she's out of pre-recorded content. This could also mean the spawn of new things, the start of something new. I think they said that in High School Musical. This is the start of something new. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. I didn't need to do all that. But it could be the start of something new. She could be trying a new diet, a new weight loss plan, a new whoever, whatever. Mostly, though, this Q&A is probably just filler. And it's wild to me that she's like, you know what the people want? Despite me answering questions at the end of every single video for the past month or so, I think what people want is for me to answer more questions. And it's also fascinating to me that she's not going to answer questions from her comments. No, she went to Instagram to get questions to do a video. I don't know. I think I've said all I need to say about that, but but here we are. This is what's up. Oh, and another thing is that she was apparently recently in Life Plus Cindy's live stream, and Life Plus Cindy did a tarot reading for Amberlynn Reed. I haven't watched any of it yet. I just saw it pop up in my subscriptions feed. Like, I think Cindy ended up going back and like editing in the title, because some people from Twitch told me that like Amberlynn literally paid for the tarot reading or whatever from Cindy. So I might go watch that. I might do another video on that, or maybe I won't. Who knows? You let me know if that's something of interest to you. But anyways, let me shut the fuck up, because this is, I will say, a little bit of a longer video for Amberlynn, at least in recent history. It's 13 minutes long. So we better get the fuck to, you know what I'm saying?
Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today I figured we would do an Instagram Q&A.
Oh,
so
thank
all my
God.
questions that I got today are from Instagram. I just posted on Instagram and said, hey guys, I'm filming a new YouTube video, so send me your questions. Nothing is off limits. Normally when I do that,
Nothing is off limits, except I will only answer whatever I choose to answer, and nobody will have any way of knowing what questions I didn't choose to answer, because I'm the only one that can see the questions that people ask me. Okay, cool.
scroll through, like I get hundreds of questions. I'll scroll through. I'll just decide based on like what I feel like answering. If there's any questions that I notice are like super repetitive and a lot of people are asking. But this time I went into it with a new rule. I said that I am going to answer the first 30 questions regardless of what they are.
Okay,
obviously,
let's go.
If there's any repeats, then I'm going to skip that and move on to the next
Let's
question.
go.
But I wrote down The first 30.
Oh, so we still don't know for sure. We still don't know. I mean, I guess there's really no way for us to know for sure if she's being honest about it. There usually is a lot of people who are like, she asked herself these questions. And I don't know. I think it is realistic that a lot of the questions she'd get asked, but she would actually get asked. Like, I think people would ask her the questions that she's being asked. That all sounded really redundant and repetitive. But I do think she's selective in what she chooses to answer. And there's really no, unless she shows us a screenshot somehow of like the first 30 questions she got, I'm just like, girl, you could have picked any questions based on what you wanted to answer. And also, I think she uses Q&As oftentimes to address things that she wouldn't normally have a reason to address naturally or organically on her channel.
It's a lot, so we definitely should just get into it.
Let's go.
I'm going to be answering them in the order that I received them.
Okay, work.
So the first one is, did you ever cheat on an ex? And the answer is yes. The last time I cheated on someone, I was 17 years old, and I'm 33 now, so it's been a hot minute. That's why I don't firmly believe in the whole, like, once a cheater, always a cheater. I do think that there are a lot of cheaters who do not change. There's also a large quantity of us, like me, who do change, and I'm gonna blame it on, like, I was young and stupid. I guess when you're 17, you know the difference between
She's not like other cheaters. She's not like other girls.
And wrong, but, like, I was also in a long-distance relationship at that age, so I was just a mess, but...
I was also in a long-distance relationship at that age. Well, most of your relationships have been long-distance relationships, so I don't know if that's really a good justifiable reason for, like, you being a cheater at 17. I think certainly, like, maturity and age and things like that, reasonable explanation, but girl, all of your, with maybe the exception of Beck, all of your relationships have been long-distance relationships. Please be fucking serious, girly pop.
But I have not cheated since then, and I don't plan on it. Thoughts on people saying that you're quitting semaglutide rather than it just not working for you? So semaglutide obviously does not work for everybody. It did work for me when I was on the lowest dose. The first 4 weeks was literally magic. Then once week 5 happened, I really don't know what happened, but it just, like, stopped working. And then I was just hoping that, like, once I increased the dose, that it would start working again. And it hasn't. So a lot of times if semaglutide doesn't work for someone, you just move on to the next one. There's also compounded Mounjaro. So
is she quitting semaglutide? It kind of sounds like she's quitting semaglutide. It sounds like she's like, let me just go on to the next. Girl, it's been, how long has it even been? See, this is, people, this is why people really don't give her the benefit of the doubt. And this is why people are always like, Zach, why do you give her the benefit of the doubt? And also sometimes people say, like, why do you give her the benefit of the doubt just because they just want me to, like, be overly mean for no reason? But, like, in this situation, I'm like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have been congratulating yourself for the first 4 weeks while you were on semaglutide, because it seems like you ain't learned shit. You the second it's not immediately working for you, you're done. The second you don't get immediate results, you're done. And that is the exact same attitude you've taken about every single weight loss related solution you've ever tried to do in your life. And that is why you will never change, Amberlynn. It's why you'll never change. Have you discussed this with doctors? Have you talked to them? I mean, I know she talked to the person from Med Spa, and the person from Med Spa just said, like, take more, which, like, also sounds really sus and not real. But it's like, what are you doing in combination with your medical team to address this instead of just giving up? I mean, I guess unless they were like, oh yeah, you should try compounded Mounjaro or whatever. But girl, it's not even been like a week or two that you've tried the increased dosage. And on top of that, it's still so funny to me that she was about to do a sponsorship, allegedly, with some telehealth company for using cynically tied. The jokes write themselves, besties. That is wild and comical to me.
Obviously, that's another option for me. Would you ever talk to a guy? No, I am a lesbian. Have you spoken to Valentine since you broke up? After we broke up, we wanted to try being friends, but that did not work out at all. The last time that I talked to her was like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Obsessed with the concept that like Amberlynn really tries to allegedly tries to maintain friendships. Oh my God, words. Words are so hard. It is funny to me that Amberlynn allegedly tries to maintain friendships with all of her exes, and at this point, she's like 0 for 0. Well, maybe Crystal. She suggests or has suggested in the past that she's friendly with Crystal still, but like absolutely failed to actually be friends with any of them. And then also too, she just alluded to Valentine like fully having another life, suggested, based on what she was saying, suggested that Valentine was cheating on her. That's somebody you want to maintain a friendship with? That's crazy to me. I definitely think there are relationships that, like, you know, they end for whatever reason and you can still maintain friendship. But, like, catch me never staying friends with somebody who cheated on me. Crazy.
The last time she contacted me was she sent me a screenshot of a TikTok I posted, and she was pretty upset about it. So even if she hurt me,
that was the Aura Points TikTok. That had to be.
Like, obviously it does bother me that my TikTok hurt her, but I do feel in my heart that I have every right to be able to post that if I wanted to. But
not convinced that you care if she was hurt. And also, why should you? If she cheated on you, why should you care about hurting her? Like, cheating is like the ultimate betrayal in a relationship, in my opinion. Why would you care?
I didn't respond to her message because it was just kind of harsh. And I just think right now in both of our lives, we probably shouldn't communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Why didn't you meet Valentine first before wanting her to?
Yes.
Because there was a lot of things that, like, she was going through, and it would have been actually impossible for her to just, like, come visit me
Red
first.
flag.
And we really wanted to be together. So we thought that was the only option to just...
Red flags. You really wanted to be together, but she had no time or options to actually come visit you before moving in with you. Red flags. I mean, Amberlynn wouldn't be able to identify a red flag if it was literally a centimeter in front of her face. But girl, everything about this Valentine person is giving red flags.
What is your type personality-wise? So I like someone who's weird. We can be weird together.
You're so weird. You're looking for your twin, huh? You're looking for your twin. Your quirky little girl twin.
Who's funny, charming. I like a genuine person, a genuine soul. Someone who is sweet. Someone that I can, like, easily communicate with, get along with. We can have, like, our inside jokes. Like, we're not just, like, lovers, but we're also best friends. What else can you tell us about your favorite reaction channel besides that they're a woman? So I actually used to have, like, a little tiny mini crush on them. So
I'm so absolutely just, like, sick of her talking about her reaction channels. And it's just like a matter of time before whoever this favorite reaction channel of hers, like, does something to piss her off, and they're no longer in her good graces. And then she'll be like, I don't watch any reaction channels, until she eventually combs through all the reaction channels and decides she's gonna watch one again. Because if there's one thing that I know to be true about Amberlynn and reaction channels, is that she does like to know what people are saying about her. She is very invested. She does really care what we're all saying and doing when it comes to covering her, which is fine. It is her prerogative. Like, she could seek out all of that to the extent that she wants. It's just crazy because a part of her cycle with reaction channels is that eventually she usually comes around to hating on them, saying that they're awful, saying that they're terrible, saying that they're the worst people on the internet, blah, 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 blah.
So, that's some tea. Amberlynn having a crush on a reaction channel.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Besties blocked or acquaintance. Alex, Zach, Jordy. So with this question, it took me like a million years.
Please stop talking about us and me. Just in general, me. Just leave me out of it. It's fine. She can talk about me. I do say that actually often. She is welcome to say, like, anybody that I've ever talked about on the internet, welcome to hear what they have to say about me. That's fine. They can talk. I talk a lot of shit. So am I your bestie, or what was the besties, acquaintances, something? Blocked. Oh, blocked was one of them. Oh, I'm not blocked on any, well, at least not on Instagram right now.
Just to figure out what they meant, but I think it's like F, marry, kill. But this person was like, besties, blocked, acquaintance. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty smart. So Alex Zachary.
It's so smart, but she couldn't figure it out. Okay, work. Okay, work.
Or Jordy. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, my opinion on these three change all the time.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
We're just gonna go with strictly how I feel right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, her opinion, which is fine also. Her opinion can change all the time, but it's just like so cyclical because her opinion changes on a whim. Whenever she feels like it. Whenever she feels like it will give her the ammunition that she needs to talk shit on the internet. In particular, a lot recently, I feel like it's, well, maybe not super recently, but in most recent history, when she's talked about any of the three of us, she has been so, like, negative towards Jordy. She used to say that Alex was her favorite reaction channel. And the last time she mentioned me was the stupid ass weight loss doctor bullshit, where she like was trying to be manipulative and make it sound like I was keeping shit from people when I was really just being respectful of not trying to like further put her medical situation out there to people who didn't already know about it.
In this moment, acquaintance, Zach, besties, Jordy, blocked Alex.
Crazy. See what I'm talking about? She has said, like, most recently when it comes to Jordy, she has talked so much about how Jordy is awful, Jordy is terrible, Jordy is the worst reaction channel ever, and now she's out here calling him bestie.
So there is a reaction channel that begs for more side characters on my channel. And they've also begged for my mom to be in my videos. So in my newest video, my mom waves at the camera. You see her hand for a second, and then you see her face for a second. That is literally it. And so this reaction channel took it upon themselves to sit there and read every single charge that my mom has or has not, which I'll explain in a second, gotten in her past. So before I clarify or whatever it may be, any of the charges, I just want to say, like, how does anyone expect me to have side characters on my channel if things like this happen? I'm sorry, but listing off my mom's past charges and the things that she's done over a decade ago on your YouTube channel during a live stream while reacting to my videos, my current videos, is tacky. It's super tacky, and it's all for monetization reasons, and I think it's really pathetic, honestly. So by doing this, like, do you think that's gonna make my mom want to continue being on my channel when people are literally spreading false rumors about her? And not only that, but digging up things that she did 2 decades ago?
It makes no sense.
Do you want to get married one day? I do. I've always wanted to get married. But obviously I want it to be with someone that, like, I can truly see, like, a happy future with.
Sure.
Are you talking to someone new?
This...
Yes, I am.
Girl, how long has it been? Is Valentine's body even cold yet? I feel like if I went over to your relationship with Valentine, there'd still be a pulse. Are you kidding me? Let's fucking go.
Does your mom enjoy being on videos more now? She actually does, and she'll literally watch the videos that she's in because she's just cute and adorable. So she loves.
We do love
your
Mama
guys'
Lynn.
support and everything. So yeah, are you still not smoking? Actually, I did start vaping again.
This. I feel like this Q&A is really just to say some shit to get people riled up. Like, she sat there and just, like, gave herself the biggest pat on the back for not vaping. And you wonder why semaglutide isn't working? You sat there and yourself said that a big part of why you think that semaglutide had been successful was because you also made other positive choices in your life, like giving up Delta-8, like no longer smoking and vaping.
I guess it's time that I share with you guys, when I said that the first week of Ozempic did not work for me. And the reason why is because I was taking a lot of Delta-8. I was obsessed with it. I relied on it a lot. Are you losing weight quicker or slower this time on Ozempic versus last time? Definitely quicker this time, but it's because last time I honestly didn't let it work the way that it could because I never stopped smoking. I literally was still getting high every day, all day. And that really does not help because it was giving me the massive munchies, and it's supposed to help with like your appetite, and it's supposed to be an appetite suppressant. So I had Ozempic and THC kind of fighting against each other, and honestly the munchies always won. Like a good example of that, it's taken me a little under 4 weeks to lose over 20 pounds this time, but last time literally I lost like 22 pounds and it took me over 2 months.
Get the absolute fuck out of here. Get out of here.
I did. I told you guys that me quitting vaping was not going to be a forever thing.
But really... it doesn't matter if it was going to be a forever thing or not. You're sitting here wondering why semaglutide isn't working for you anymore, and it's probably because you're getting the munchies from the Delta-8, girl. She's so unserious.
I warned you guys of that. I didn't vape for like 7 weeks, and I'm very proud of that accomplishment, but I was missing it, and now I vape again. For those of you who don't know, I do not vape nicotine. It's not nicotine,
it's
so don't
Delta-8.
worry about that. It is Delta-8, which probably isn't the greatest thing either, but
okay,
whatever.
All right.
What's the date you involved?
She really can't cope with her feelings and emotions, and honestly, my speculation is that the semaglutide wasn't working exactly the way she wanted it to anymore. She already told us in a video that she was struggling to cope with her feelings without resorting to food, and so I feel like she turned back to multiple things that help her cope, including food, including Delta-8, and including this like cycle of not trusting diets and weight loss solutions that have worked for her for a month or so. Valentine broke up.
It was one day after our 4-month anniversary. I broke up with her on June 15th. When was the last time you had sex?
June 15th? Feels so long ago, but she only just recently told us about it, so the timeline is confusing.
Last time I had like physical sex with somebody. It's a really weird way for me to word it, but it was September. I'm very much like girly pop where I can't have sex with someone unless I love them, or I'm like
so it was wifey.
Extremely close to loving them because I need that like mental, emotional
so it was
connection. That is how I gain the sexual connection. And once that's there, like it is like on and poppin'. If you could try.
Oh, thank God. Love to hear about when it's on and poppin' for Fingerlyn.
Travel anywhere and live there for a month, where would you go? I don't know why, but like Vegas or Hawaii, Vegas. I feel like it would be super fun to like live there for a full month. Like I would have the time of my life.
I do enjoy Vegas, but I'm so done. I'm so done with Vegas for a while. I went to Vegas, as you probably know if you've watched my channel for a while. I went to Vegas like 4-5 times in the span of like 2 years. We're good. We're good, besties. I am Vegased out.
Don't you ever acknowledge your own hypocrisy? That word is so hard for me to say. I don't know why. But I do feel like I own it and acknowledge it. I always say that all of us as humans, we're literally walking hypocrites, and that is including myself. When semaglutide was working, did you ever miss the joy food gave you? Honestly, no. And that was something that I was always afraid of. Like, I was like, shit, am I just gonna have like a mental breakdown because I can't enjoy food? And I never once felt that way. Like, I was so excited not to like turn to food, and that's why I was finding different coping mechanisms, and it was working out really well when it was working. Like, I felt amazing, physically, mentally, all of it. Are you still drinking? Because you seem drunk all the time. This made me LOL, because I don't know what about myself makes it seem like I'm drunk, because I promise you that is not the case at all.
I'm still thinking, I'm just like thinking back to, I don't know, her talking about finding coping mechanisms and stuff like that, because I'm really not convinced that she did find coping mechanisms to deal with her feelings. That's why she was so terrified in that one video that she just posted about not being able to increase her semaglutide dose, you know? If she had successfully found coping mechanisms that replace the feeling of wanting to turn to food, she wouldn't have been so freaked out by all of that, you know? Also, LOL that she's like, why would you all think I'm drunk all the time? As if she didn't just tell us that she returned back to smoking Delta 8. Like, drunk, high, you know, sometimes manifests very similarly in some of the ways that we act and respond. So I'm just like, yeah, why would people think you're drunk? I don't know, maybe because you're high. Maybe because you're participating in Delta 8.
I haven't drank in so long, like it's been months, and the last time was literally with friends, but I do plan on drinking soon.
Crack open the fucking Buzzballs. Semaglutide isn't working. We're back to all the old habits, besties. Let's fucking go. Buzzballs for you. Buzzballs for you. Buzzballs for you. No Buzzballs for me. I don't drink anymore. But Buzzballs for anybody who drinks and wants one, because we are back to the old shit, baby.
Because I do have someone coming to visit me, and, you know, we might have a Buzzball or 2 or 3 or 4. So
it's about to be Chapel Roan casual in here. Except, well, not really. Because Chapel Roan's casual is about getting eaten out in the passenger seat of a car, and I don't really see a way where that can happen for Amberlynn. But it's going to be some form of Chapel Roan's casual. Just add some Buzzballs and maybe have it not be in the passenger seat of a car. Let's fucking go. Listen, if this is where Amberlynn wants to go, let's just embrace it. Fuck semaglutide. Fuck off semaglutide. We got Delta 8 and Buzzballs over here. We're good. Heaven forbid we do something that works. This is just making me think so much about the girly pop in my comments that was like, why won't you keep the same energy for when she makes good choices like drinking water and eating a plate of fruit? Well, how long did that last, bestie? How long did that fucking last?
Well, I'm actually really excited. I'm not gonna lie. Not excited about the Buzzballs, but excited about the person coming to visit me. But I mean, also, low-key kind of excited for a Buzzball. Because why not? Did you ever want kids before getting your hysterectomy? Yes. I always wanted kids. There was like a phase where I was in like this weird denial moment where I was like, no, I don't want kids. And I think it's because, like, I knew I would never be able to give birth. Did Valentine troll you? No. This is one of the ones that was a very popular question. A lot of people think that Valentine trolled me. She was actually a hater. She was this or that. No, that is not true. 1,000% genuine in what we had. But again, that was just, like, a part of the life she was living, whereas she was also living this whole separate life.
Yeah, but how do you genuinely, truly know that this person wasn't trolling you? I mean, I want to believe that you weren't being trolled, but like, how do you know that they weren't? You know, even if they did jump on FaceTime with you, even if they did this, that, the other with you, like, how do you know it wasn't a long con? You never met her in real life. You were gonna have her move in with you, sight unseen, in real life. Like, how do you know that that's not a fucking troll? And also, like, maybe it's not like the troll in the sense of the internet type of trolling, but like, it sounds like she really pulled a fast one on you. It sounds like she was living a whole separate life you didn't know about, so that's kind of trolling. You kind of got played, Amberlynn Reed, and one day hopefully you'll learn.
a lot and it's confusing, and I understand that. But even though you guys don't know who Valentine is, I just feel like me as a person, morally, I can't envision myself like sharing this person's like story to you guys. I just can't. Like, as much as she hurt me and we didn't work out this and that, like, I still do care about her.
It hasn't stopped you in the past. See, when Destiny came out against you, you had all kinds of shit to say about Destiny. So I really feel like you would. It's less about caring about her as a person, and it's just that you know that if this person if you came out with some shit, that this person could come out with some shit too, probably. So it's really probably just about playing it smart, which is smart on your end. But just wait until Valentine makes a channel and exposes you, and then we'll see what shit you gotta say.
Do you think he will ever tell us what happened with you and Feline? No. Like, that is like a closed door that is done. The key has been thrown in the freaking ocean with that necklace from Titanic. Are you still friends with Eric and Ricky? I am. The same person also asked, do you still talk to Alexis? Yes, she's like one of my greatest friends. What did you last journal about? So the last thing I journaled about is the girl that I'm talking to.
Thank
what
God.
do you think about what is going on with JoJo Siwa? I mean,
I'm so thrilled there's already another girly in the equation, allegedly. I mean, it doesn't sound like this is probably also a girly. Like, this is probably also a girly she's never met before, just to be clear. But I'm glad there's a new girl that found her way into the DMs.
what is really going on? Like, what does that even mean? Like, she just turned 21. She's young, you know, her full brain hasn't even formed yet. Like, I'm pretty sure when we were all 21, like, we all made some dumb decisions and acted a fool. She happens to just be doing it online. And she's not doing anything to, like, really hurt herself or others. She's just young and being silly and being weird and trying to get attention. And I see nothing wrong with it, personally.
She don't see nothing wrong with it because Amberlynn is also just making some silly and innocent mistakes that aren't hurting anybody but herself, and she's just also looking for attention. So in that way, Amberlynn can really relate to JoJo Siwa.
If you lied to protect someone you care about, why would anyone be upset about that? Because I would do the same. Good question.
I don't know what that's in reference to.
I think people get upset about things that they don't understand. They judge things that they don't understand. If anyone was in the situation, or few situations that I've been in, where I've had to, like, cover up for someone because I care about them, or tell a little lie because I care about them, like, I feel like anyone would do that. Or at least I hope they would, just out of respect for the person that they care about. When did you get lipedema and lymphedema? So
I don't know what that is in reference to. maybe my brain is just broken and I'm not remembering something, but were there specific things that Amberlynn lied about that she said she lied because she was covering up? There probably was, and my brain is just not working. I know my comments are probably going to be flooded with, Zach, she was talking about this, and this. I mean, in general, Amberlynn lies. So, like, I know not everything that Amberlynn has ever lied about has been in order to protect somebody else or whatever it was she was just talking about. But what specifically was that in reference to? Something recent? Surely not. Otherwise I'd remember it, right? I don't know. Maybe at the old age of 35, my brain is just no longer working.
So the symptoms of my lipedema, I've actually had my whole life. Like, I literally have a picture of me wearing, like, these really short pants when I was, like, 11, and you could tell, like, my legs are just, like, bigger than the average, so I've always had that. But my lymphedema started in, like, I would say, like, 2018, 2019. How do you handle being alone?
I'm just, like, fascinating that she's tried to act like this has been a very long problem when she really only went to the doctor about anything related to it, like, literally last year. Yeah? Right? Like, she did it, like, the first time that she started taking Ozempic. That was, like, the same time that she also went, I mean, maybe she had suspicions that she had those things, but, like, I think that's when she was, like, officially diagnosed with it. I guess it doesn't matter when she was or wasn't diagnosed with it, since it's pretty clear she's been struggling with it, but I just think that was an interesting way to word that, because whenever that question was asked, I kind of just assumed that they were asking, like, when were you diagnosed with it? So maybe that's on me.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, it was such a scary thing to, like, adjust to. But then once I adjusted, I low-key fell in love. Like, I love living on my own. And I've gotten to experience it. It's, like, a whole different level of, like, independency. Yes, I don't drive. I know a lot of people like to throw that in there. But there is something about being home alone, day in, day out, doing things for you, and not having anyone else, like, here to help or whatever. Like, it has made me realize that, like, yes, I was, like, forced into this, for the lack of a better term. But, like, if I was never forced into it, I would have never, like, gotten to experience it and realize that, like, I love living alone. But
It's so interesting that, like, she tries to write off the comments about driving and things like that. But I think it's important because she's talking about her level of independence and things like that. And I think she just has, like, from her perspective, she really is living a much more independent life than she has previously. And I think that's probably true in the sense that, like, she doesn't have somebody there day and night to go and do things for her, and so she has had to do some stuff on her own. And I think the thing is, though, is that, like, her perspective doesn't take into account that, like, the perspective of people watching her is that, like, people watching her, even if they live with people and have people that live with them, still have to go do things for themselves all the time. And so when they see her living alone, but then still see Mama Lynn in every other vlog coming and going and doing things for her and taking her places to get her groceries and go shopping and things like that does not scream independence to a lot of people who are watching and, like, fully have been living independent lives for a long time. So I don't think she's wrong. I think she is a much more independent person now, but it's just still not at the level of, like, independence that, you know, most people live. And then also on top of that, it's just like, how have you not grown further than this? Like, how is this the first time that you're experiencing it, right? Like, I think that that's really something that people just are like, that's crazy that this is what's going on for you.
I'm also in this, like, part of my life where if I do end up living with someone else, like, I'm also okay with that because I got to experience this. And I am 33. I'm gonna be 34 in December. I'm getting older. And my life is literally changing constantly. So knowing that I got to experience this, I loved it, and I can do it. I can live by myself. Like, physically, mentally, all of it, when I really thought that I wasn't gonna be able to, I proved myself wrong. I know that I can do it again. So if I do end up ever living with someone else, like, I'm also okay with that and totally willing to let that happen. Have you gained weight recently? I
guess the other thing I'll just say about the living alone thing is that, like, what is also interesting about it all to me is that, I don't know, for me personally, I experienced, like, this kind of independence where it's like, woo, I'm free, when I was much younger, which, like, I know Amberlynn and I have lived, like, much different lives. And so it's just, again, I think that that's the places that, like, a lot of her viewers are probably around her age, my age, etc. And that's just, like, not where a lot of people our age are at. And I think that that's, like, the disconnect for a lot of people who watch her. I don't think it's inherently bad for her to be living her, like, best single girl independent life by any means. I think she just, like, could be more understanding of, like, where people are coming from when they're asking that. And I think it is very significant that she writes off people who are like, well, you don't drive anywhere. I mean, like, I also don't drive myself a lot of places, but I also get around on my own and do things for myself and stuff like that, too. Because I'm just bringing that up because she has pointed out in the past, like, well, Zach doesn't drive. First of all, I can. Second of all, I don't have to. But anyways, yeah, I just think it's, like, an important part of the discussion if we're talking about, like, how truly independent you are. You could not have probably moved to just, like, any random place in the country where you didn't know anybody and still be able to live this level of independence.
Yes. Last question. I wish it was a grand finale, but this was the last question that I received. Because like I said, I did the
all right.
order.
What's your favorite color?
Are you left-handed? I am left-handed, yes. So is my mom, actually. I just want to let everyone know,
so
like, I am
letting me know.
my videos completely, so I have nothing else, like, pre-filmed. So once this video is uploaded, I'm not really sure, like, when you guys will be getting another video from me, but it will be happening. I'm going to try not to take too long of a break. I was just uploading every other day, vlogs every other day, and then life just kind of caught up to me, I'm not going to lie.
Life comes at you fast.
I truly feel like I lived a whole lifetime in June. Like, the month of June was just, like, so crazy intense for me, and I have ended some eras and I'm beginning some new ones. Anyways, I'm just rambling. Not
everything in your life is an era, girl. It really isn't. In fact, most things in your life are not important enough to receive the title era. You ended your era of no longer smoking Delta 8. You're about to end your era of taking semaglutide. You're about to end your era of not drinking Buzzballs. I guess those are the eras in question.
I am going to end this video. I hope that you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. Well, stay tuned. Stay the fuck tuned for whatever's to come. Like she said, and like I speculated, she's out of pre-recorded content. So who knows when she'll be back, but this might be a nice reprieve. And in the meantime, between time, I might try out some other content here on the YouTubies, as always. I mean, I do that a lot whenever especially when she takes breaks and stuff from having a regular schedule. So stay on the lookout for that. You can, of course, catch me on Twitch. I usually stream Monday through Thursday around 4 p.m., but it does switch up week to week, and I do usually post a new schedule for that on my community tab on my re-upload channel, Zachary Michael also. And I just started posting some clips and stuff to TikTok. I'm gonna try to maybe get into the habit of posting stuff over there. If you want to follow me there, it's thezacharymike there as well. And I think that's all I have. But thanks so much for watching, besties. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!